Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name is Angelic, and today's video is going to be my base routine for rosacea. Now, as you can see, I mostly have rosacea on my cheeks right here, but it can get pretty bad, and this can look flaky and dry and textured and all sorts of things. So this is how I do my foundation routine, especially for summertime. I definitely prefer a dewy look. I'm going to start off with moisturizer with sunscreen because it's so important. As you can see, I have sun damage on my forehead right here. It's called melasma, and it's because I got sunburned really bad on our honeymoon. So this is the CeraVe facial moisturizing lotion with sunscreen. So it has niacinamide and hyaluronic acid, and it's oil free, and it's supposed to moisturize throughout the day and help restore the protected skin barrier. And so I'm literally obviously just rubbing this in like you would a normal. I'm putting it under my eyes, everything, because where it has the SPF, I definitely want it to protect my skin, but also like I really need the moisture everywhere. Next, I'm going to go in with the Fenty Beauty Eaze Drops. This is the blurring skin tint, and it is like a tinted moisturizer. I have not been using foundation on my face for a minute. I use it like every now and then when I need something like really full coverage. But I feel like my skin breathes better and my rosacea does better and everything with a tinted moisturizer instead of a full-on cakey foundation. And I feel like even my rosacea has gotten better. My skin is a little bit clearer because I've switched to a tinted moisturizer. I do apply it with a sponge. I know on Sephora it says to use a brush or your fingers. I tried it with my fingers, clean fingers. I washed my hands before I did it, but it still kind of broke up on my skin and it just didn't do well. And I don't even like using my fingers, but I just thought I would try it and it didn't work well for me. I don't like to use a brush because it irritates my rosacea. If you have rosacea, you will completely understand where I'm coming from. So instead, I use a beauty sponge. And that is what I have gotten the best results with, for it to look more skin-like and to mesh well with my rosacea. Now, this is a light coverage because it is just a tinted moisturizer. However, it does have like that blurring effect, so it looks really nice on camera. It looks really nice in pictures. It looks really nice in person. It's just not going to cover every little like blemish. Like if you have a blemish like this right here or this, it's not going to completely cover that, but I'm going to show you, like, we'll go in with some concealer and touch those spots up. So I'm just going to put some like right on my beauty blender, or it's a beauty sponge, and I'm going to do like one half of my face so that you can see what it looks like. I'm just like pressing it into my skin. That way you can see the difference. I'm going to do my whole face, but just for right now, I'm just going to show you the difference in the tinted moisturizer on each side of my face. Now, I have a ton of dryness over here and texture because of the rosacea. And you can see that it does not highlight it. It doesn't bring it out more. It's not like obviously full coverage, but for just being a tinted moisturizer, look at the difference. Look how different. I'm going to go ahead and do the other side so that I can show you how I like layer the rest of my makeup on this, and then also show you like how I get a little bit more coverage without having to use more. You can obviously double up on this if you want to, like if you want to use a little bit extra and apply it to the more red spots, but for me, I don't really care to do that because it just looks like blush on me. But if you have it in other spots that you need a little bit more coverage, then that's what I suggest doing. So for the rest of my base routine, I really like to use a lot of cream products and liquid products. Some of my favorite are the Milk Makeup. This is the Lip and Cheek and Work, so it's a blush, and you can also use it on your lips. And then this is the matte bronzer, and this in the shade Baked. I just like to use my beauty sponge. I'm going to take one side of it right here, and I'm just going to do this. Get some of that product on here, and then I'm just going to lightly, because this is pretty pigmented, lightly tap it over there. I'll come back and blend this out more, but I need to get some of the product off first. So I'm going to go ahead and do this side, bring it up my temples a little bit, And obviously, of course, go over that melasma while also bronzing up my forehead. And then I go back when there's like hardly any product left and I blend it out on my cheeks. Only bring it to like this point. You can do it however you want. And I don't like to go below here. You can see there's a natural shadow here and that gives me contour. So I'm just going to leave that. There you go. That's the contour part. Super easy, super quick, super fast. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the blush. I'm going to use the opposite side of the beauty sponge. I'm going to get some on there and I'm just going to tap right over here. I mainly focus this back here because the majority of my redness is right here. So I feel like I don't need a lot there. I'll tap like a little bit, but it's mostly focused back here. So it just kind of pulls it all together and makes it look so much nicer. And then when there's like a tiny bit left, I'll bring it up through there. If you want the more sun-kissed look, you can bring it all the way up here and then it kind of like camouflages that rosacea a little bit more if you have it in the same spots as me. I like to put just a little bit on my chin to bring some dimension to my face, and then I'll tap a little bit, tiny bit, in between the bronzer and the actual tinted moisturizer so that it just kind of blends it all together and gives me like a nice blended look, if that makes sense. And then for highlight, I've been going in with this Benefit High Beam. This is a liquid satiny pink complexion highlighter. I feel like this does so well on my skin, but let me show you how I do it because it comes with a bottle that has like a nail polish brush on it. I like to put a little bit on my middle finger like this, and then I like to like blend it out on my finger because I don't want to go in with it so harsh. And then I just do little taps back and forth to blend it out. And do you see how like natural that is? And when I get all of it off that finger, I'll go back in with my thumb and add some more until I run out on my thumb. And then I'll just repeat the process. And then one other thing that I like to do is use a little bit of concealer. I have really been enjoying this Benefit Bling Cakeless Concealer. I'm in shade number 3, and in the Fenty Eaze Drops, I was in shade number 2. Okay, so normally I do concealer before I do the highlight and everything, but I honestly forgot because I don't use it that much. I literally use the tiniest amount there, and the tiniest amount here. And then, like if I have a little blemish that I want to cover, that's like I barely put any on. I let this dry down a little bit because the concealer is going to get into like more of a dried down consistency. You don't want to let it dry down all the way, but if you let it dry down like most of the way, it gives like a more of a coverage and it's like a little bit thicker and it's just nicer to use. And honestly, I'm just barely going to tap that in just to give myself a little bit of coverage. I'm going to go right under the eye here. And then I'm going to take like a little small beauty sponge. This one's from Morphe. And I'm just going to go over it to blend it out. And like I said, I typically do this before I do like highlighter and blush and stuff because I just feel like it, you know, meshes better. But I'm using like such a little amount right now that it's not affecting anything. So we're good. And then I'll just take my sponge and barely tap over those spots. So this is it. This is what I do for my base routine. It's minimal products. It's minimal work. It's minimal everything. And it's perfect for summery days. Now, if you want to go in with a little bit of powder to set certain places, I don't even set under my eyes. But if you want to, let me tell you the 2 powders that have worked best for me. First is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Translucent Powder. This powder is so nice and it's lightweight and it's very translucent and it just blurs everything, okay? And then the second is this Jaclyn Cosmetics. This is the Luminous Powder and it also blurs, but it also gives you like a more luminous, dewy look while you're at it. And I really love both of these powders, but I try to stay away from powder as much as I can. But if I have to grab one, it's one of these 2. Okay, let me do some more makeup and I'll come back and show you what this looks like. Okay, so this is my base makeup after doing the rest of my makeup. I just put on some brows, a little bit of mascara, just like a tinted lip balm, and then just a little bit of a contour stick in my eyes just to give it like a little bit of a natural kind of look. I was just going for very, very natural. This is literally what I look like when I go out into the world these days. Whenever I do, I am fully vaccinated, by the way. I just got my second shot yesterday. I didn't really have any side effects except I was really tired and my arm was sore. So thank God for that. But yeah, when I go out, I don't wear a whole bunch of makeup. This is what I do, a very natural, summery, kind of glowy, but looks like your real skin kind of routine makeup. I know it's been a while since I have posted on here, but that's because I've been doing some really creative makeup lately. I've been doing like a comic book series. I'll throw some pictures here of some characters that I've done, and if you guys like this type of thing and would like tutorials on it, please let me know because I would love to do that for you guys. But it just takes hours and hours and hours to do these types of looks. And then that means there's hours and hours and hours of footage to edit. And if nobody watches it, it just feels like it's so not worth going through all that trouble to put it on YouTube. I can just, post my pictures on Instagram, my little short videos on TikTok or whatever. But I've done Iron Man, Thor, Deadpool, Mantis. I did like a WandaVision look. I did Vision, White Vision. And there's a few more that I can't think of right now, but I will post pictures up here. You guys tell me what you think about it. If you like these type of looks, if you would like tutorials on these type of looks, like some special effects type things and stuff like that, I would love to do that for you guys. But you have to let me know in the comments if that's something you want, because I don't want to waste hours and hours of my life editing videos if that's not something you guys are interested in. I know you guys really prefer brow tutorials, which I have one coming up right after this. I think it'll be my next video posted. It'll just be like my normal regular routine that I do right now. I have some cool videos coming up. Like I have some brands sending me contact lenses. There's like some cool natural ones that I want to show you guys the difference with. And then also like some cool Halloween ones for some of the looks that I'm going to be doing. So I'm excited about some new content coming for you guys. Let me know in the comments what you guys want to see. I get a lot of PR, so if there are certain products out there that you want reviews on, please let me know. If I have those products, I'll review them for you, and if I can afford them, I will buy them to review them for you if I don't already have them. So I love you guys so much. Thank you for always sticking with me, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!